Hello, everyone. My name is Clarence Napier, the president of the insurance brokerage. And the insurance brokerage is licensed in Washington State, California, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Today is July 17th, 2025. And the title of this podcast episode is about the closing process, or I should say the subject of this podcast episode is the closing process. Now, let's talk about this. If a person gets to the point where they're meeting with someone who identified themselves as a contact and now is a prospect, and you're meeting with that person agreed to meet to talk about your product or service, clap your hands. That is a significant accomplishment to have a person say they want to meet about your product or service. In fact, the statistics are if someone wants to meet about your product or service, they are at least 40% interested in buying your product or service. So again, give yourself a round of applause if you are able to get people to meet with you about your big ticket item that costs $1,000 or higher. And we're talking about attorneys, CPAs, bookkeepers, dentists, plastic surgeons, financial advisors, real estate brokers, any blue-collar business owner like tiling, electrician, plumbing, home builders, all these professions that sell big-ticket, high-priced items. If you are able to get someone to meet with you, then you are doing a fantastic job, and continue doing it. However, when you get to that appointment, that's when a lot of things come to a reality. And I just want to let you know, I'm also the president at 321 Biz Development. We are a sales system and business development company. We are the company. Our company helps small business owners master the 5 front-end sales activities, which include contacting, prospecting, appointment setting, closing, and getting zero-cost referrals. Now, this partial information is from one of the modules. We have a 6 to 9 hour sales system training class, which we can do over or via webinar, or we can meet you in person if you have a staff. So when a person decides to meet with you, there are some things that go on that maybe most people are unaware of. And I'm giving you this experience from my own sales dealings, plus being a former Fortune 500 company vice president in Los Angeles in the healthcare business, meeting with employers who have to make decisions about which carrier they will use for their employees. I can tell you, sitting across the table with someone to talk about your products and services is not a piece of cake, but there is a winning process. I'm not going to say strategy. Strategy sort of gives the connotation, or at least it gives a listener some type of idea that it's a scheme to trick someone to do business with you. And that's why I'm saying it's a process. Because remember, the person is there because they want to meet with you. Something about your product or service, or maybe it was you or some kind of combination of both, that prospect decided to meet with you. Please not forget that. But on the other side of that prospect agreeing to meet with you, that prospect has experienced some bad events previous times they had met with someone. Maybe the salesperson came to their home. Maybe the prospect went to the business owner's office. You see, sales psychologists say that when people want to buy, especially when it's a big ticket item, they're looking for something more than just the item, because they can buy the item from any place. And it's the salesperson's job, it's the business owner's job, it's the attorney's job, the dentist's job, the CPA's job, the plastic surgeon's job, the real estate broker's job, to give this experience that the prospect is looking for. Now, a lot of times the prospect can't tell you what that experience is that they're looking for. But I can tell you, they're looking for this experience where they don't feel like they're being sold to. They're looking for the experience where the decision that is made to buy or not buy is the prospect's decision. And let's just say the prospect decides not to buy because, let's say, there is a definite there's a definite mismatch between what the prospect needs and what the business owner is bringing to the table, that product or service. That's perfectly fine that there's a mismatch. Just because the person likes, chocolate chip cookies and the business owner salesperson's has macaroons and there's a mismatch, it doesn't mean that's a bad thing, because that prospect is looking for a great experience. And we cover this. This is probably the module that we cover the most in the 321 Biz Dev 6 to 9 hour sale class, because a lot of people think, oh, the prospect likes chocolate chips, cookies. The business owner only has macaroons. So therefore, the business owner is upset because the prospect cannot be convinced to buy macaroons. You see, we cover this extensively. So when you meet someone, there is a process that you need to go through. And 321 Biz Development, we have a proprietary form called the Prospect Interview Form. And just today, I was listening to a financial services company that I'm connected to, and they have these things called sales training sessions, where they try to communicate the best way to meet with someone who wants to buy a financial product. Now, I posted it as an episode before this episode. Please listen to it. I give that sales training session that person was delivering to me, I would give it at least a C+, B-. More so on the B- side, especially if that salesperson never had any experience with having an organized way of meeting with people. So the prospect interview form has 4 sections. And I tell you what, I have a book coming out that's named after this particular module, the prospect interview form module or form that exists in the closing section. And I have this acronym that's unbelievable. And when the book comes out, you'll hear about it. But to close, it's so important. And I'll give you this freebie. It's so important that the business owner or salesperson, this is 2 freebies. Number 1, you have a set of questions that pull information from the prospect, not in any type of deceitful way or trickery. The questions must pull information from the prospect. And secondly, that you have a way at the end that the prospect makes the decision to buy on their own 80% of the time. And that's what we state in our training class, that using the 3-2-1 sales system, from contacting to the prospecting to the appointment stage to the closing stage and the zero cost referrals stage, that the prospect will make the buy decision 80% of the time. So again, my name is Clarence Napier, the insurance broker, also the president at 3-2-1 Biz Development. Just to let people know, we do have 4 sessions per week where we have an online networking program for business owners to call in twice on Mondays and twice on Wednesdays, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 a.m. Pacific Time. And you can talk about your business for 2 to 3 minutes. And you can also get free sales tips like this. And this is not the whole program, it's just a sales highlight. If you want to get, and if you want to touch base with me, I have a little allergy right now, so that's why I'm sort of stopping. My number is 866-901-9876, or you can email me at clarence@insforsure.com. Take care and have a fantastic week.